At the start of the 20th century, Dunlop Pneumatic Tyre Company was a leading manufacturer of tires. Dunlop sold tires to a wholesaler, Dew and Company, with a condition that they would not resell below Dunlop's set price, and that retailers would follow the same agreement. So basically, Dunlop made these agreements with all their wholesalers not to resell their tires below a certain price. And they also made it clear that these retailers, these end consumers really, should also abide by the same rule. But Dew and Company later sold tires to Selfridge Limited, who were retailers. Selfridge then sold the tires below the agreed price. So Dunlop came back and said, "Hey, you promised not to sell our tires below the set price." Selfridge was like, "Yeah, but I didn't promise to you. I promised to Dew and Company. You weren't even there when we made the deal." And Dunlop was like, "Yeah, but my terms were imposed on you two, right?" Well, this question ended up going all the way to the House of Lords. So let's see what they said. So, the key issue here is that Dunlop wants to enforce this resale price agreement against Selfridge, despite having no direct contract with Selfridge. So here's the rule. The doctrine of Privity states that only parties to a contract can sue or be sued under it. A third party, even if mentioned in the contract, cannot enforce its terms. So basically what this means is that only those who are parties to a contract have the rights and obligations under that contract. So the fact that Selfridge is a third party to the agreement between Dunlop and Dew and Company means that they do not have any obligations under that contract and therefore cannot be sued for breaching it. Dunlop argued that the agreement between Dew and Company and Selfridge created an enforceable obligation that indirectly protected Dunlop. So Dunlop is saying, look, although I don't have a contract with Selfridge, I do have a contract with Dew and Company. And this agreement that I've got with Dew and Company to impose these resale price terms onto retailers like Selfridge, that means that there is an obligation here that is protecting me, Dunlop. Even though I'm not a party to the contract with Selfridge, they also claimed that Selfridge acted as an agent for Dew and Company, so that they could enforce the agreement. But the House of Lords rejected both arguments. They held that Dunlop was not a party to the contract between Dew and Company and Selfridge, and therefore Selfridge had no contractual obligation to Dunlop. As Lord McNaughton said in his judgment, a person who is not a party to a contract cannot sue on it, even if the contract has been breached. No doubt a stranger to a contract may sometimes be the object of the contract, but he is not in privity with the other parties and cannot enforce the contract against them or them against him. So essentially what this means is that the mere fact that Selfridge was a mere third party to this contract, even though they were in breach of the agreement, because they were not a party to the contract between Dunlop and Dew and Company, they could not be sued by Dunlop for breach of contract. So ultimately the House of Lords ruled in favor of Selfridge. Dunlop's claim failed. The decision reinforced the doctrine of privity. A person cannot sue or be sued on a contract unless they are a direct party to it. So in this case, although Dunlop wanted to put these obligations on Selfridge, they couldn't just simply do that without making a contract with them. There needed to be a direct contractual relationship. between Dunlop and Selfridge for Dunlop to sue them for breach of contract. This case has influenced contract law for decades, shaping how agreements are structured and enforced. So if you want to learn more about Privity, make sure you check out the next video. If you found this breakdown of Dunlop versus Selfridge helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more contract and tort case law breakdowns. Don't forget to share this with your classmates. And stay tuned for more simple exam-ready case explanations. I'll see you next time.